So what's going on? Tomorrow is Thanksgiving, and in honor of, I thought we'd have a celebratory smoke and talk about some guns. Because America. This is the new Privada Cigar Club signature. Solo Miembros 2017. That's pretty cool. It's the new signature cigar for Privada Cigar Club. Haven't had one yet, so we'll see how they are together. Also, if you hear a quad in the background, you can probably see it over here. Maybe, kind of, not real sure. But yeah, you may be able to hear it a little bit. They'll run out of gas in a minute, it's okay. Oh yeah, that's fantastic. It's almost sweet. Nice draw too. So I've been saying forever that people don't commit these mass shootings, these crazy ass shooting crimes out of the blue. Hardly ever do these people just randomly start shooting people up. There is almost always some kind of precursor, some kind of lead up to it. There's a bunch of signs. As far as that goes, I'm gonna keep saying until forever, you need to pay attention to your neighbor. We need to fix our culture. You need to ask people, how you doing? You all right? You good? I'm not talking about red flag laws. I'm talking about us noticing people that are acting really freaking weird and getting them help. Not unlawfully stripping them of their rights, getting them help. Because a lot of these people that do this kind of thing, it's been pretty damn obvious for quite a while that that's what needed to happen. So the Associated Press did a story on a recently-ish released FBI study. The one thing that I really remember about that story, very vividly, is them saying that law enforcement rarely arrived before the attack was over. In other words, you are your own first responder. So you better be prepared. Or if you don't want to do it, which is perfectly fine, let us do it. Let the people that want to do it, do it. Anyway, I was poking around and I came across an article talking about what an old Sears Roebuck catalog teaches us about gun control. This is especially pertinent because not too far back, I bought an old Sears Roebuck bolt-action shotgun. Prior to 1968, guns did not require a serial number or any kind of documentation, background check, whatever, to buy them. That means that guns like this and many, many others, handguns, revolvers, shotguns, rifles, all different kinds of stuff, could be purchased out of a catalog like the Sears Roebuck catalog, no questions asked, shipped right to your door. This is actually a really cool gun because it has no serial number on it at all. On one side it says Sears Roebuck & Company model 101.5380 and it has a Sears stamp on it. And on the other side it says proof tested 12 gauge 2 3/4 inch chamber. That's it. No serial number, no nothing. It's just a gun. It's a magazine fed bolt action shotgun. It even has a detachable magazine, which is kind of hilarious, really. It holds, by the looks of it, 3 shells, probably. Even has a patent number on one side. Kind of awesome. It says 12 gauge on the bottom. Beings as I bought this at auction and I had no idea if it worked, I got some little tiny little shorty shells to test it because I didn't want it to blow up in my face. Worked just fine, no problem. They don't feed out of the magazine because the magazine lips aren't really made for that kind of thing. But really, really cool gun that back in the day, you could have bought out of a catalog and had shipped to your door. It even has something I've never seen before on another shotgun. It has a integrated adjustable choke, which is, I've never seen that on another shotgun before. It's called the Savage Adjustable Choke because these were made by Savage Arms back in the day. Pretty freaking savage. But it really makes you think about the current climate when it comes to gun control and everything. People going on and on about how we need background checks and registration and confiscation, all kinds of goofy stuff. They didn't have any of that back then. Why now? What changed? The culture. Weeded. That's what needs to change. Not the guns. The tools haven't changed. These things have been around forever. You get people talking about military style weapons. Hey, dipshit. All guns are military weapons. You can go all the way back to the Colt 1860 Army. I mean, it's in the name. And hell, before that, long before that. It was sold to people. It was sold to the military. It was sold to both. Tons and tons and tons of weapon platforms have been sold to both. Designed for both, even. A lot of the time when a design doesn't do well in military contracts, they sell it to people. All weapons are military weapons. The military wants them, at least. Sometimes they don't. Then we get them. But the good ones go to both of us. For example, the AR-15. For those of you that don't know, the AR-15 was designed by Eugene Stoner for the Armalite Corporation back in 1956. He ended up selling the patent to Colt. Colt made it for however long. It's been around forever. Military started using it. They call it the M16. It's a select fire assault rifle. Meanwhile, us civilians, we get the semi-auto version. The AR-15. Point being, it's the same shit. So we have the same military weapons that they had back then. Back then, they could even get whatever the hell they wanted out of a catalog. Literally, I'll link some stuff in the description you guys can check out, because I'm not kidding. You can literally, everything came out of a Sears and Roebuck catalog back then. Everything. You could buy a house out of the Sears Roebuck catalog. Guns too. Whatever you wanted. Didn't matter. No background check, no nothing. Were there mass shootings and all kinds of craziness back then? No, there weren't. For instance, in 1900, the number of murders and non-negligent homicides in the US was approximately 1 in every 100,000. This figure and the others in this little bit include all murders, not just those by firearms, but still. So that means by firearms is a lot less, but we'll go with it because that's the stats that we have from back then. In 1980, that figure was close to 11 in 100,000. Since then, that figure has declined to between 4 and 5. Bear in mind, too, that unlike today, a gunshot wound in 1900 frequently resulted in death. And even still, back then, the homicide rate for, like, all types of homicides was about a quarter of what it is now. That article actually even says kind of the same thing that I've been saying as far as culture. People had more respect for life. Back then, people died, you know, people were a lot more fragile. Like I just said, if you got shot back then, you were pretty much toast. But not even that, people died from all kinds of different random diseases and famine and all kinds of crazy stuff. So people were a little bit more careful about people in general. They had more value for life, more value of life, whatever. Now we got gangbangers out there just blasting each other away. We got people offing themselves, all kinds of different stuff because, you know, hey, life's too damn easy. That's what it is. We got it too fucking good. We got nothing to bitch about, so we bitch about guns. It's insane. I'm telling you. People need some perspective. They need to go over to other countries and see how they live. For those of you that don't know, right now Hong Kong wishes they had a Second Amendment. Because they're fighting for what we have. And they're using like bows and arrows and rocks and bricks and Molotov cocktails and all kinds of ridiculous shit. But yeah, definitely something to think about. I mean, back in the day, you used to be able to order one of these out of a catalog and have it shipped to your door, no questions asked, and people weren't offing themselves and doing all kinds of dumb shit. Now, it's less common than a lot of people would like you to believe, but still, it's more common than it should be, I think. You know, it happens, so it really shouldn't. And we got 4473s, and we got people bitching and moaning about gun show loopholes, which is a myth anyway. You got all kinds of goofy stuff going on. It doesn't touch on the problem at all. The problem is us. We need to stop being individuals, care for our neighbors, have a family again. The longer that we are individuals, the longer that we are me, not caring for our kids, we got broken homes and all kinds of ridiculous shit, the worse it's gonna get. Guaranteed. All the gun control in the world won't change that. Mark my words. But yeah, for now, I'm gonna finish my amazing cigar and my rum and coke out of my glorious leftist tears tumbler, which is quite nice, by the way. Have a good Thanksgiving and do not lose perspective. Don't take for granted as good as we have it. And if you do, sign up for the Peace Corps or something. Go over to South Africa or wherever. Shit, go anywhere. Pretty much everywhere, damn near, is worse than here. Go see how the world really is. Then come back and your views will change. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Thank you all for watching. You guys make this channel what it is. Again, I'm eternally grateful. Thanks so much. Have a good one. Cheers.